Good evening. Tonight we look back at one of the 90s biggest breakfast shows for children, with a collection of clips, newspaper reviews, and an interview with the host and co-creator of the show. We hope to find out how it became such a big success overnight, only to fuel scandal after scandal until the show was axed and the stars disappeared off the face of the earth. If you haven't guessed already, I'm talking about What's for Breakfast, Mum?
Welcome to What's for Breakfast, Mom? On today's show we have John Backfield and his
The brainchild of James Cottle, Nathan Ebenezer, and Ian Hughes. The show was created for ITV as a mature weekend morning show for children.
ITV came to me and said, James, BBC are slaughtering us over the ratings for Saturday morning kids shows. What can you do for us? And that was about it. That was the brief. So straight away I go on the phone to my good friend Nathan Ebenezer. He and I had worked on a few projects together in the past. None of them had really been successful, but I knew that if this show was going to work, I would need his genius, good looks, his charm. They had to be on board. Nathan was on board, and the two of us got together, started throwing around a few ideas, and the first thing we thought of was third man. We needed a third man, not just to bring brains to the show, because we already had enough of that, but we needed comedy. And one guy came into our minds, and that was Ian Hughes. Ian had been around for quite a while. He'd had a bit more success maybe than Nathan and myself, but we knew that he was going to be able to bring the comedy to this show that we would never imagine.
Oh yes, very good question indeed. Very, very good question. If I had a question to ask someone else around me, I would have asked that question. It can lose its powers, but only if you drop it on the floor like that. Thank you. That's a pencil.
So the three of us got together and we started thinking up ideas for the show. We looked around at what was successful at the time, and morning shows, there's only one, Rich and Judy with This Morning. So basically we just took that show and we made it for kids. We also made it educational and fun at the same time. Each week Nathan and Ian would take on some funny characters and we'd discuss a topic. We did Shakespeare, erosion, but of course our most memorable was the first one, which was magnets.
Thank you, Frank. And now in the studio we have John Backfield and his colleague Owen Bentfield, the first people to find the magnetic rock. Hello! Hi! So tell us, how did you actually find the rock? Go. Well, we were walking along a small stony path in Asia Minor when we were collecting stone samples to do experiments with when we came across it. We did! We arrived! It was magical! Until we got back to the lab though. Yes, we actually have pictures of you doing these experiments. Talk us through them.
This was when we were walking to find some stones. This is a nice stone. I'll put that and take it back to the lab. Yeah, come on, let's go. There's another nice stone. This wasn't very good actually. We got another one. That is very nice. Oh, I chucked it away because that wasn't very good. Okay, oh, that was a good one. We put that in my pocket. Oh, and there's another good one. Yes, Ian found the masterpiece. Look at that. That was in fact the magnet. He put that in his pocket. Oh yes. Well, this is basically the end of it. There's a big rock here. This one had small traces of magnet in it, but not a lot. But we took it home anyway. Yes, look, I pointed out because I saw another one. Oh, now this one. Oh, no, we're fighting over it this time. No, that wasn't very good. No. Anyway, as we move on, Ian is nicking the stone that I had. Now, we walked off to find another stone. Look at Ian's shadow and my shadow. And I'm chucking a stone. This is when we got back to the lab. Nathan was looking at the magnetic stone and I was typing out some results onto the computer. Very interesting equations, I must say. Yes, this experiment was when we tied a piece of string around it and let it dangle. It spun around, and when it stopped, it pointed north, like a compass. We cut it into... We cut it into cuboid shape and labeled one end south and another end north. That was the end that pointed north. This experiment is when we were trying to find out what materials stuck to a magnet. We found it only attracted to pieces of metals. Some of them were steel and nickel. The next one, I think it is when we poured iron filings onto the magnet and a piece of paper. No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's when we were trying to see if they would stick to other materials, which they did. Only the ones that weren't magnetic, though.
Oh, that was correct. I didn't find it. The next one was...
I think the next one, yes, is when we put a magnet under a piece of paper and sprinkle iron filings on to find out where the strongest points were. They were the two poles, north and south.
Experiments for now. But if you have a question...
So we decided to keep the show format very similar to this morning, with it being broken up into various segments. One of them we named the Fun 5 Minutes. Nathan was in charge of those, being more creative. And he'd do stuff like arts and crafts. I remember one week he made a flip book showing a cliff of road into the sea. It's pretty good. And, well, I think we can say he was most creative when he was in the kitchen.
Today I'll show you how to mix a nice drink called swamp shake. You will need 1 banana, 2 teaspoons of honey, 4 ice cubes, 125 grams of yogurt, and food colouring. First of all, mash the banana. Then, place it in the jug with the milk. Whoa! Then, you put the mashed banana. Like so. Add the honey. 2 teaspoons. Get in. the oven.